Welcome to the Dav Ubhi Show, where stories come alive and energy is always high. I'm your host, Dav Ubhi, and you're in for a ride full of real talk, big laughs, and powerful moments that move the heart. This isn't just a chat show, it's a celebration of life, culture, and the untold stories that deserve the spotlight. Every guest brings something special, inspiration, entertainment, and a whole lot of soul. So get ready because the magic starts now. She survived 12 years of silence until her body finally screamed the truth. Tonight on the Dav Ubhi Show, we meet a woman whose story is shaking conversations across the world. My guest, Sonia Gupta, is the author of the deeply powerful memoir, Tune Neend Kharab Kar, a raw and emotional journey through silence, survival, cultural pressure, and finally, freedom. Raised in a world where women were taught to endure quietly, Sonia spent years protecting everyone else's peace while slowly losing her own, from a painful marriage and an emotional burnout to a near-death medical collapse. Her story is one of courage, awakening, and reclaiming self-worth. Many of you will remember Sonia's viral in 2021, The Divorce Party, a moment that sparkled global conversations about shame, strength, and the lives women are expected to survive silently. Today, through her writing and platform in Sonia Thing, Sonia has become the voice for millions. Please welcome to the Dav Ubhi Show, Sonia Gupta. Yes, welcome, Sonia.
Thank you, Dav, for having me.
Honestly, I've been so excited to have you on the show because I really have this wonderful feeling, whatever we share tonight on the show, that somebody out there is going to wake up to the truth of who they really are and what their life journey is about. So I just felt so compelled to have you on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
But before we get so deep into your story, I feel I need to say a massive congratulations to you on the success of your memoir, Tune Neend Kharab Kar. And this is it, everyone. This is Sonia Gupta's amazing memoir. It's called Tune Neend Kharab Kar. But I have to say, the title alone, it just stops you in your track. It's like it hits so deeply. It's like a wake-up call, not just to your pain, but to all the people who are silently in distress, just hiding that within themselves on an everyday basis.
So everyone, when I tell them the title, Tune Neend Kharab Kar, everybody just stops in their tracks.
Yes, exactly.
And they're like, they laugh because everybody can resonate with that. And automatically, everybody thinks it's about the ex.
Yeah.
They're like, Tune Neend Kharab Kar, it's got to be about the ex. And actually, you've read it, it isn't.
Yeah.
It's not about him at all. It's about that societal pressure that we feel when we speak up and then we disturb the peace.
Exactly. But it is literally the word Tune Neend Kharab is like a metaphor, isn't it? A metaphor, you disturbed my sleep, my peace of mind. So when was it in your life that you decided these words were going to be like a theme of your life?
So that's an interesting question. So they were said to me by somebody.
All right.
But in the literal sense, Tune Neend Kharab Kar. And I won't go into the full details of that scenario. And I had an answer back. And I thought, God, that's a really interesting sentence.
Yeah.
And then I decided years ago, if I was to ever write a book, it would be called Tune Neend Kharab Kar.
Okay.
And so the irony with that title is, which somebody said to me later on,
Yeah.
and I'd already had written most of the book, that when I threw the divorce party, I disturbed the peace globally.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other side, when I was in the coma,
Yeah.
I disturbed my kids' sleep.
Yeah.
So that Tune Neend Kharab Kar has kind of been in every story of mine.
Yeah.
The divorce, then the divorce party.
That's right.
And then with my children.
Yeah.
And so for me, that title means a lot with different
it's playing out
different arenas.
Yeah. And it's interesting because when I was reading your book, I could relate to it because so many of us are walking on eggshells throughout our lives. Just we don't want to disturb somebody's sleep, kisi din neend na kharab ho jaye. And And it plays out in such subtle ways as well. Like something like kisi da text aa jaye. So we want to answer back straight away because we don't want to cause them any discomfort, or worry. Or we kisi di neend na kharab ho jaye. Or when we're saying yes, when we really want to say no. And it shows itself in so many ways in our daily lives. And all because we want to fulfill everybody else's needs. Because ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ discomfort na ho jaye. And this is how it's playing out all the time. And I'm reading your book and thinking, oh my God, you've changed the whole meaning to Tune Neend Kharab Kar. It's always before somebody's actually sleeping in bed, you're making noise, got the music. But no, it's playing out through our lives, daily basis all the time.
I don't think we realise how ingrained that is in us. And like you said about text messages or replying to people or saying yes to things that we don't want to say yes to because we're just going to upset the other person.
Yeah.
But what about us and our needs and what matters to us and what fills our cup before we fill the other person's cup?
Exactly. So I want to read a few lines from your book because I've made the page numbers on here because how does it play out? And you've written them so well. I have to put my glasses on for this because here you are. So I'm going to read this out. So on page 36, this is how Tune Neend Kharab Kar plays out in your life. And when you say things like, you don't ask, you don't need, you don't falter, you don't rest, you don't break, you just carry, and I carried. And page 38, you say, don't be the reason things feel unsettled. Don't be the one who disrupts the calm. Don't be the woman who breaks. Even that kisi di neend kharab ho rahi hai. And page 40 as well, you said, don't disturb the peace, don't be the problem. And the reason I'm mentioning this because everybody can say, oh my God, I can relate to this straight away. And page 44, you also mention it again. You said, you broke the home, you caused a disruption. And this is so common, it's happening all the time in our lives. And what you mentioned in there, I think it's so important for all of us to be aware that we are diminishing ourselves and making ourselves so small because we are just feeling afraid all the time.
For me, it was when I spoke up, everybody was upset with me.
Yeah.
Everybody, my family, my children, not so much, they were very young, but my family and his family were like, well, why are you ruining everything? Everything is so perfect. Well, it's perfect for you. It's perfect from where you're sitting. But what about me? What about my emotional needs? And they didn't even consider that at all. It didn't even come into play. Like my emotional needs. It was about him, the children, and both the sets of parents.
That's it.
I literally didn't matter.
Yeah.
And that's really hard.
We thought that was normal. That's how plays out in families, that we're not supposed to matter. Our life is about making everybody else feel mattered first. But only later on when we see our body is taking a toll on us and we realise something doesn't feel right here.
And he was always the son and I became the daughter-in-law. And I'll tell you a crazy story. We had friends that came for dinner.
Yeah.
And what happened is my friend had come for dinner before he got married to my mum and dad's. And then they came, him and his wife, once they got married. And when she went home, she actually said to her husband, so Sonia is the daughter-in-law and he is the son.
Yeah.
And he was like, no. But even then, the way he was treated by my family was like, he was the son. And I literally didn't matter. It didn't matter what I wanted to eat.
Yeah.
Like little things. What does he want to eat? What does he... Well, what about me? I'm still your daughter.
Yes, yeah.
But I didn't matter.
I know, it's strange, isn't it? But this is going on... So, in many generations in our culture, but why do we feel that we have to protect everybody else's peace before ours? Where do you think this started from?
I think it's just ingrained in us. From the moment we're born, especially as daughters, I think even more so, it is all about keeping the peace and keeping the family happy. And the generations before have always done that.
Yeah.
So I was very blessed. My parents had a really lovely marriage and there wasn't any issues there. But with other people and other people within our circle or friends, it was always like, well, I've accepted it. I've put up with it. So should you.
Yeah.
And it's the given.
Yeah.
For them, it's the norm. I should just accept
it.
The fact that I'm unhappy because that's my job.
Don't make any noise. Just be quiet. So I want to talk about Sonia before the world knew about her. Can you tell me your little bit of story of before all this started happening?
So I'm just people wouldn't say it, but I'm just like a simple girl, apart from all the crazy and the colour. All I wanted was to just get married and have my 2.4 children. I wasn't ambitious. It wasn't always about making money or my career. It literally, I had this romanticized idea of life. Just wanted to get married, settle down, have my children.
Most girls do.
And be the dutiful wife. I mean, I got married in India. That was the plan to live there. That all changed. But I was just a simple girl.
But I did see read in your book that you said your father was your first safe place.
Yeah.
Why is that with the father, not the mum?
Me and my mum always clashed. I think we were both quite headstrong in our own ways. And it's taken me so long to understand her. She was scared of the unknown. And I've only just figured that out now.
Yeah.
But when I was going through my journey, even as a teenager, I'd be like, I want to go out, I want to go clubbing, I want to do this. And there was always a battle to do that. And it wasn't that she was strict in that way. She just didn't know what that meant.
So when you said your mum and your dad, they had a very sort of harmonious relationship, do you think that's because your mum just kept quiet?
Oh, no. No.
Why did it work out for them? Because...
They had a lot, they were very similar, they were both very career orientated, they had their own business, they were both very spiritual. So they had a lot of things that they aligned on. And I think also my mum is very spiritual, but can also be very quirky. And my dad just accepted it.
I can understand that because I think even my mum, even though our relationship developed in a more friendship after I got married, but before that, she had this strict, stern sort of protectiveness she had on me. But it was sometimes feel quite scary. But I know, I think mothers just had that worry. I hope the daughters just don't get into the wrong crowd or do something that will bring shame in the family. And I suppose they're not open to really open their hearts and really embrace us. I don't know whether it's something that's happened to them. I'm sure it has. The girls had a different kind of relationship with the mums and the sons. You don't have any brothers, do you?
No.
You've got a sister. So what about your sister? Is there any similarities in your personality, in your outlook?
We're chalk and cheese.
Really?
Completely different. And her and my mum have a fantastic relationship and always did. But then she always conformed. I didn't. I always challenged. So when it came for her to do something, I'd already challenged it. So I was seen as a difficult one, but I wasn't being difficult. I was just living a UK life, which is what they weren't used to. So I'd bunk school and I'd go to daytimers. I did all the things because behind their back, I had a second life because it wasn't allowed. It wasn't the norm. And then when it came to my sister, when she was older and she wanted to go clubbing and she wanted to go on girls' holidays, they're like, oh yeah, it's okay, you can go. I'm like...
Why is that, do you think?
I just think because I paved the way.
Okay.
I had the challenge, right? And they'd accepted that this is part of the UK life. Yeah. Which is, I think that's where the difference was. They were the first generation here. They weren't used to girls going out and, you know.
Yeah. So it's interesting because you're both sisters in the same household and similar sort of upbringing in the sense that there'll be the beliefs and the programs and the patterns that come down from many generations, but your sister didn't feel that Odi Neend Kharab Ho Rahi Hai or disturbing other people's need. Did she have that ever feeling like you did?
I don't think so. And it's not a question or a conversation me and her have ever had in that way, but she always had the better relationship. So she wasn't disturbing the peace. Yeah. Whereas I was challenging things, so I was disturbing the peace. She definitely didn't.
Really?
Definitely did not. She sailed through.
So anyway, when did silence become normal for you? When was that? Did you realise it's normal to be silenced? Is that before marriage or after?
Oh, it was after.
After?
Definitely after. Yeah. Because I think I got married and then I realised it wasn't how it should be or it wasn't what I wanted it to be. I mean, I challenged it at that point with my family and they were like, no, you can't. You can't leave, you can't get a divorce. And so I just learnt to keep quiet. I was just saying, okay, well, this is the card as I've been dealt. I've got nowhere to go. My family won't take me back home. So there's no point speaking up. And I just kept quiet and then again, it came up again that I really wanted to leave the marriage. Yeah.
So you wrote here, so my family was passing down what they believed would keep me anchored. But what anchored them was drowning me. understanding that didn't soften the pain, it sharpened it. Because suddenly I was standing between two worlds, the daughter they raised and the woman I was becoming. And the woman I was becoming could no longer survive inside the rules that shaped my girlhood. It wasn't anger I felt, it was a heartbreak, quite contained, lodged behind my ribs. That was the night I understood something clearly. If I wanted out, I would have to walk myself out. Not because my family didn't love me, but because their version of love wasn't built to carry the weight of my truth. That was empowering. That was incredible the way you wrote that. And it makes so much sense.
Because you just have this realization that it's not because they don't love you.
Yeah.
They don't know any better.
Exactly.
But it takes a lot to get to that point.
Yeah.
Like, so when I was going through the journey, the volcanic eruptions is all I can refer them to as, were huge, day in, day out. Forget with the ex, with my own family. Because they couldn't understand. And a lot of people say to me, why didn't you just walk out? Why didn't you just go? We were financially completely entangled with my family.
Yeah, yeah.
There is a level that you want them to accept, you want them to understand. They are your parents and you don't want to hurt them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't want to hurt them.
But I did. And I've written in there, I broke my parents' hearts.
Yeah.
But I had to survive.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to hurt their parents.
It's a tough decision. So you're not good to anyone if you are like shrinking yourself, which you have been, you can tell in the book, for years and years. You're not good to your children, you're not good to your friends or anyone, but then you have to make that tough decision. Do I disappoint my parents or disappoint myself? And that is a tough one. But then it takes a brave person to be really authentic enough to take that decision. No, I'm going to actually be the one to change and fight for my love and my peace of mind, which is absolutely admirable, I think, about what you've done. And this is why I think asking you to come onto the show today and the things that we'll share, I think it'll wake a lot of people. It'll wake them up thinking.
Yeah, they might not sleep after watching the show. Because that it is about challenging those norms and challenging what you believe. And you say that, you know, I had to make a choice.
Yeah.
Dav, I was so unhappy.
Yeah.
I used to drop the kids off to nursery or school, whatever, and that school run, I would cry afterwards. And I'd get to work and I'd park the car on a side road near work.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd go to work and I'd leave work at 5 o'clock and be like, where did I park the car? And I did it every day.
Yeah.
Because my head was all over the place. And all I'd done driving to work was crying.
Yeah.
And it was that like, this is not okay. You cannot cry every day like this.
No.
This has to change. You have lost yourself. And one of my friends got married when I was in this journey. And she said to me, much later on after the divorce, she said, Sonia, you were at my wedding, but you weren't at my wedding.
Yeah. They picked up on it.
Yeah, I was there. I was present, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
And that wasn't who I was inherently. Like, I'm a very sociable person. I love being around people. Very bubbly by nature, and I'd lost all of that completely. But I had to find it again because I wasn't the best mum. The most important thing in this whole journey, forget being a good wife or a good daughter, I wasn't the best mum I could have been to the boys.
Yeah.
And that was the key reason that I had to fight my way out because I could have given up any step of the way.
Yeah.
Over the whole 12 years, there were lots of points, oh God, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't carry on. I can't keep battling mum and dad. And then I had to battle the courts. And it was really hard. But all I kept thinking was, I cannot live like this forever and I cannot do this to the boys.
Yeah, but when is the right time? When's that moment, that pivotal moment you think, I've had enough, and suppose you're still in that journey to really make that decision, firm decision. Sometimes you have the thought, constantly you're ruminating through your mind, I know I'm not meant to be here, but how's it going to happen? Okay, Sonia, this one thing I find incredibly comforting when I was reading your book, that you did not actually play the blame game. There was no inflammatory remarks towards your husband, which I found really, warming, because normally when we're in a situation with a relationship with your partner, it can get ugly. And but you did it so in an amicable manner that you still respected him as the father of your children. Yeah. A lot of women won't have the strength to do that.
A lot of people say that to me.
Yeah.
And also, not only is there nothing about him, there's not really much about my parents.
Yeah.
I've said they weren't supportive,
Yeah.
but I haven't gone into the ins and outs of what actually happened in my childhood home, because there was a lot that was said and a lot of hurtful comments.
Yeah.
But I also haven't gone into the story of the marriage, because for me, he is the boy's dad.
Yeah.
And that's really important for me. And it wasn't always amicable, trust me. It was far from amicable. But the story isn't about him.
It's about you.
It's about my emotions to help others not feel lonely, because I was so lonely.
Yeah.
It's hard when I think about it, and I'll get upset, and that's fine. That journey of trying to fight your way out, your parents are meant to be your safe haven, and they weren't.
Yeah,
And that makes it hard.
It does. And you're getting a little bit emotional now.
I do, and it's fine, because for me, it's about being real.
Yeah, it is.
And so it wasn't ever about them as such. I don't blame them for not helping me initially, because I said I've learned on my journey that it wasn't malicious. It's not about whether it was his fault or my fault. It takes two people.
Yeah.
But it's about fighting for your happiness. And I think for me, that is key.
Yeah.
The reason I left wasn't one reason. There was multiple things that happened within the marriage. But the bottom line was I was deeply unhappy.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that's the reason I left. If someone said, name one reason, then it would just be I was unhappy.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Do you ever feel like this is meant to happen this way? Because sometimes we all sent these people into our lives, like a soul contract thing. So your husband was there in your life to teach you something. What do you think he taught you through this experience? Obviously, there's...
I've been asked that question. It's very interesting.
Because the reason I'm asking, because I don't think any relationship is a mistake.
No.
Everyone comes to our life to teach us something, to have an upgrade. So we're probably living in illusion of, like you said, we're here to fulfill everybody else's needs. And maybe he taught you to be strong enough to actually follow your heart and be the powerful woman that you are, that you suppressed for so many years. So he has changed you in some ways for the better.
I agree, 100%. I've never done the why me, and that's not me as a person. I've never done, why did this happen to me? Why did I get divorced? I don't do the why me. I do think it took me 12 years because there was this journey afterwards. But obviously when you're in it, you can't see it. I remember speaking to friends and they'd be like, oh yeah, we're divorced. I'm like, what? I'm still trying to get mum and dad on board.
Yeah.
What has he taught me? Yeah, it taught me resilience.
Yes.
Definitely. Taught me not to act on emotions, because we do.
Yeah.
Like there'll be something going on in the house and you just erupt because you are so entangled in that scenario at that time.
Yeah.
And I've learned, and my one bit of advice to anybody who's going through anything is like, don't act on emotion.
Yeah.
Because I used to.
Because the reaction is usually a program, something we conditioned from. It's not actually speaking from our soul. It's something,
It's just,
a program running. And it's usually from survival mode. We're constantly in survival mode and trying to just stay alert and how to deal with the next confrontation. But I think your husband's probably taught you, like, actually, I'm going to bring this onto myself. What is it I need to change in myself? And I'm actually going to start honoring my needs and not worry about the sleep. So let's say if your husband was the ideal husband, perfect husband, do you think would have been anything a growth in you, an upgrade in you, a new learning in you, a new belief system?
No, because I would have had an easy life, right?
Yeah.
It would have been the perfect life, which I dreamed of, right, back in the day when I was a child, the perfect marriage, the perfect life. And obviously I've grown, I've evolved, I'm on this crazy journey.
Yeah.
Like, when I look back at the journey started in 2010,
Yeah.
and I look back and think now, my gosh, I've written a book, I've travelled to India, I've spoken on stages in India, I've spoken on stages here, won awards. I'm like, how can that journey of divorce have changed so dramatically? Because I thought I was stuck in prison.
Yeah.
I do not react now the way I used to react to
So
situations.
there you are. That's a massive thing.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah, because your reaction is coming from ego. And when you actually are taking your time and think, actually, you've taught me something. You made me realize there's something strong inside me. I've got this inner strength in me that you wouldn't have been aware of if he was totally the perfect guy. And I think through adversity, we realize that actually this is making me realize I'm much more than the Sonia that I know.
Yeah.
There's something powerful inside me. It's connected to that. And through that, now look what you're doing. You're inspiring and waking everybody else up, which is amazing. So, but Sonia, now we're going to have a short break. And after the break, we're going to continue with more stories from Sonia's amazing memoir, Tune Neend Kharab Kar. So see you shortly. So welcome back to the Dav Ubhi Show. We have our wonderful guest, Sonia Gupta, and we're going to continue talking about her amazing journey of how she survived, and also going to go more into her memoir, Tune Neend Kharab Kar. So it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So this segment, we're going to talk about the breaking point. So was there a particular moment when you thought, I can't survive?
So there were lots of things that led to that point. There were lots of little things that happened along the way.
Yeah.
But there was one tipping point, and I'll go into a little bit. We were away on holiday and we had a disagreement. And I just thought, right, that's it. That's it. I'm done. I was absolutely done at that point. And I came back home and I told my family. That's when I told my family again. And I said, that's it. I'm done now. Absolutely done. Either going to have my back. If you're not, I'm going to find a way to maneuver my way out of this marriage. And that's when I left the family business.
So that's when you really felt strong and this is it now,
that's
when you came
I'm
back
done.
from your holiday.
Yeah.
Is it because you're in each other's face that...
I think I'd also kind of given a bit of leeway. And then we had this argument, which wasn't very nice. And I thought...
While you're on holiday?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I thought, right, that's it. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this for me, my mental health. But as I said, I didn't even think of the word mental health. I just couldn't do it anymore. That was it. I was done.
Was at that time, did your body reveal as well? Because mentally, you were saying that's had enough, but was your body at any time showing any signs that you couldn't cope?
So I always used to get lots of chest infections.
Yeah.
Like my throat would go, I'd get tonsillitis, or my chest would go, or I'd always have a cough. So that was always ongoing. But I think that was the signs, because obviously later on, we all know, well, some of us know, that I ended up with pneumonia and a double clot on my lungs and in a coma, which is all chest related and lungs related. So there is a pattern there.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk a bit about the coma now. So after your divorce party, you started to feel unwell. That's when you started to feel really unwell, wasn't it, after the divorce party?
The divorce party was in 21.
Yeah.
The coma wasn't until 25.
Okay.
So there's a few years in between there, but my dad also passed away in 22.
Okay.
So so there was 12 years of battle with the family and trying to get the divorce.
Yeah.
Then the infamous divorce party. Then my dad passed away. And then we had a few years, everything was going okay, but I was on the go. I didn't stop. I never took a break.
Yeah.
I don't think I gave myself time to heal.
Yeah.
And that 12 years of not sleeping, it's eventually going to catch up with you, isn't it?
Definitely, the body does that.
The body keeps score.
How long were you in the coma for?
About 10 days.
Oh, gosh. And you completely had no feeling whatsoever where you were or anything?
So I don't remember too much. I obviously wasn't very well. The paramedics came out, took me into hospital. And I wasn't breathing properly. But I don't remember them saying they're going to induce me, put me into a coma. But my son said to me, you said, make sure people come and see me. I'm like, oh, why would I say that? Such a crazy thing. I think he's like...
It's when they say that means, okay, that's the end.
Well, I mean, I was very close to the end.
I mean.
I was literally, I was on 100% oxygen.
Serious.
It was serious.
Yeah.
The doctor said to my mum, you can just pray. All you can do is pray. And the thing is, I'd just been to India in January. Yeah. And I'd been to Brasana. I'd been to Vaishno Devi. I'd done the rounds that I need to do, that I wanted to do. So I'd done all that. I came back and then was really sick. And I'm only back with the spiritual healing. I would not be here otherwise.
Maybe it wasn't necessary for you to go there. You probably gained some sort of good vibes to go through that healing process. I love doing this stuff, but my main profession, I don't know whether you know, I'm a mental health practitioner. That's all about understanding, the symptoms we get. They're correlated to our theme in our lives. I totally believe that the body is incredibly intelligent. So, when we're in a prolonged stress sort of situation, state we're in, you would, how many years, and we don't realize that there is some damaging going on, that so much cortisol or adrenaline that's pumping in through our blood system. And because we need that, because you and high vigilant, you have to stay focused all the time just to keep everybody happy, make sure that their neend na kharab hoye. So you're constantly in that high level of anxiety. But at that time, we're in that survival mode. And you're not aware andro ki ho raha, ki damage ho raha. And I just do believe, so after the divorce, when you had this sense of mental or emotional resolution, and your body thinks, I don't have to be in survival mode as much. And that's when you start noting these symptoms start coming. This I'm talking from a mental health perspective. That's when you realize something's not right, because you didn't have the time to give attention to any of the symptoms. But I believe the body has to come into some sort of balance, homeostasis, that all that sleep you deprived yourself from, the coma in a way helped you to switch off and say, no, it's my turn to sleep now. I let everybody else sleep. So, and I think you're going to India, gaining all that, I suppose, is positive energy and something that was happening that helped your body to completely switch off for a bit. So, and also there could be another thing happening that obviously from the medical perspective looked like your body's letting you down, but it wasn't. I believe it's giving you time to recharge and reset and get prepared for the next journey in your life, because you got a new version of you, Sonia Gupta, who's free from that situation where she felt like she was a prisoner to yourself. And I do believe now the coma was exactly what you needed.
I do, and I saw my dad when I was asleep. When I woke up from the coma, one of my aunts came to see me in hospital. She's very spiritual. And she said to me, "Kahan se gum kar aa rahi hai?" And I just said, I saw my dad, without even thinking. And a few weeks later, my friend was over, and she does a lot of healing and stuff. And I was just sitting there talking to her, and I said, do you know what, Jay? You know that feeling when you miss somebody? I can call it a hole in your soul.
Yeah.
And I was always been okay with Dad's passing because I have a very profound understanding of death. I can't say I was never upset, because obviously I was, but I have a understanding of where he's gone and his journey. So it wasn't something I was grieving or mourning in that way. But you miss that person because they're there every day.
Yeah.
And I said, that hole in my soul is gone.
Yeah, it's your safe place, you were saying. Yeah.
And so I don't know what happened. I definitely saw him. He definitely said whatever he said to me.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I woke up and somebody said, where'd you go? I said, I went to Kalkaji, which is one of the temples my dad was very connected to.
Yeah.
And in my sleep, I went there. I know that.
You did.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened.
I do believe that in a coma, you are connected to some other realm, and they do give you that wisdom again. It's probably can't remember, but this is what's happening now. You're connecting with people to share your story. And everybody is like, the people that challenge you actually are your, like you said, your spiritual teachers, from your husband to your children to everybody. To
my mum.
Yeah, to your mum. So they had to behave, and that was their role, playing your life, so you can do what I'm doing now. And this is, look how many women already, even children, even men, there's so much for us to learn from. Look at me, I've been in this profession for years, but I was learning so much just reading from your book. And I've also been talking to my children about it, that do you realize we're doing this every day and we just think it's normal, that we're slowly sort of diminishing our needs, thinking, we're just being kind, we're just being generous. No, but we're not actually being truthful.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting. I felt I need to share that with you, actually. The body, never making a mistake, the coma is exactly what you needed. And there's a new version of you has been born now through that. And now you've got an amazing journey ahead of you. And your body is always going to support you. So it's amazing.
Sometimes there's no words to fathom what you've been through. I feel for me, that's where I sit now. So somebody's like, so what's this new version of you? And I'm like, I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah.
It's been a year and a bit.
Yeah.
But I'm still figuring out that new version.
You'll get a lot of more insights and inspiration or sort of sense of epiphanies, or, oh God, this thought just came. I know when they don't. Sometimes you're down, sometimes just throwing thoughts in. So just before the end of part one, I just want to talk about your divorce party because you went viral.
I did.
And it was in newspapers, wasn't it? And
newspapers, radio, And so the first publication that hit over here was The Mirror. So let me tell the story.
Yeah.
So I decided after the divorce that I wanted to celebrate. I just wanted a party, and it was COVID going on.
Yeah.
So my birthday's in July. So I said to my son, I just want to throw a party. But the numbers were like 30 people. I was like, well, that's not going to work with my circle. So
Yeah.
forgot the idea. A couple of weeks later again, I said, Mikhail, I really want to throw a party. And he's like, okay, Mum. And I said, and it was August, so this would be September, couple of months after my birthday. And I pinged out a message to my core girls, you know, the ones that have to be there. I said, are you free on this date? And they were like, yeah, and I went, just save the date. It's 3 weeks away. And so I didn't call it a divorce party, but there was a theme. So the invite was a horse on one side, which says divorcees. Yeah. And the other side, there was a unicorn that said Sonia.
How was it?
And that was actually, it was my girls, the core girls, had actually given me that as a design on a mug, on a tea mug when I got my divorce, saying, these are other divorcees and this is you, the crazy one. And so I went with a unicorn theme. And so I wanted it to be magical and colourful. It was just in my back garden, Dav. It wasn't anything like extravagant.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I threw this party, and a friend of mine runs a network called Asian Single Parents. So she came there and she just put it up on her social media saying, one of our members threw a divorce party, would you? and my friend, had come with a sash that said, just divorced. So in all of this as well, I'll come back to that in a minute. So a reporter reached out to her and said, let's speak to Sonia. So I was like, okay, fine. I said, where does this go? She said, I'll do your interview. I put it out on a network. If somebody picks it up, a publication. And I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a couple of days later. I didn't think anything of it. Didn't hear anything from her. Monday morning, I'm busy at work, and my friend pings me a screenshot of his computer screen.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're in the mirror.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what? He went, you're in the mirror. And it says, woman throws herself a divorce party after 17 years of marriage.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God. And the reporter didn't even know it had been picked up, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
So then I told my parents that I was in the mirror. Now, talking about mum and dad, they weren't meant to come to the party because of COVID.
Yeah.
So I'm busy, merrily, happy, partying away. Somebody goes, come inside, Sonia, come inside, Sonia. I said, why? They said, just come inside. So I came inside and my mum and dad were there.
Yeah.
And their faces, Dad, they just dropped. Because I was wearing this sash that said, just divorced or finally divorced.
Yeah.
They're like, ye kya ho raha hai?
Yeah, exactly. It's not a very Indian thing to do.
It's not a very Indian thing to do. Anyway, so bless them, they stayed, they cut the cake, and I said a speech, and I said, I know this isn't the life you chose for me. And then my friend pipes up, it's your life, Sonia.
Yeah.
I said, but believe me, this is the happiest I've ever been. That was fine. They kind of got over the party. They were getting over it.
Yeah.
Then I hit the mirror. They weren't impressed.
Yeah.
But okay. But then it hit India.
India tak bhi pahunch gaya. Oh my goodness.
Worldwide. I'm talking this covered America, Europe. Every publication in every country covered it, like in some shape or form.
Gosh.
And so it hit India, and the headline was, Indian woman throws divorce party. Well, that changes the whole rhetoric of everything. Yeah. So I was in like She the People, Hyderabad Chronicles. That was amazing. There was Salman Khan as the headline, and I was underneath on the front page.
Wow.
Like, to make it to the front page with Salman Khan at the top, like that's no small feat. So that's got to be my favourite one.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, divorce le liya, dunya ki batane ki zurat kya thi? Yeah. I went, but it wasn't intentional. Like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
It was just in my back garden.
Yes.
And it was just a celebration to show everybody we'd come out the other side. Thank you for listening to me cry for 12 years because you've been there on my journey.
You must have received some negative comments, though.
Loads. And I still do. I get alimony party and look at her and...
Really?
You know, I get a lot of hate, but I don't care.
Not from the Western culture, probably from up in Indians.
No. Yeah, I mean, mainly Indians. And they're like, oh, she's throwing a party on alimony. And I was like, you don't know the story, so don't...
No.
But I've got to the point where I don't respond. I'm like, if you think... Because I know the truth.
Yeah.
Nobody, if you want to say that about me, then that's fine. Yes. I don't care. Yeah. I didn't do this to go viral. I just did it because I was throwing a party. clearly it was meant to happen that way for this journey.
Yes.
Because after that party is when I launched It's Sonia Thing.
That's right. It's meant to happen. It's all taking...
It's all divine
naturally,
timing,
yeah,
right?
it is. So
the
we can't even work against it.
Yeah, the 12 years led to that party. Because if it had been 2 years, I wouldn't have thrown a party.
Yeah, yeah.
Why would I? It was just 2 years.
It just felt right. Something inside you compelled you, I'm meant to do this. It's meant to go viral. And it sort of leads to your memoir.
Yeah.
And that's obviously it's given more sort of meaning and purpose to it. But you know what? I need to say this to you. After your coma, I just felt that you woke up. You're still here. You're still standing and you're still shining. And this is why in the book it says here, still here. After what you've been through, and that's perfect. And so we're coming to the end of part 1. In the next part, we're going to continue to discuss more about Sonia Gupta's amazing life journey. And gosh, it is so mesmerizing to listen to you. So we'll see you soon.